everyone. So today I'm going to be covering off one of my nerdily favourite topics to talk about, because it's something that I found is really not understood that well with users of ServiceNow, and is incredibly powerful and solves a lot of problems when you go in. So today we're going to be talking about lists and list actions specifically. So on the previous demonstration, I kind of gave an overview of workspaces. And one of the things I touched on was this thing here. So we're going to go to this list button widget. I don't know what it's called, the proper name. But if you hover over it, says list. And this is where you will be spending most of your life, unfortunately or fortunately. So as I described before, on this left-hand side here, we have a range of different pre-set up lists. So if I was to hover over open cases in my work, you'll see here that we've got this little filter button, and you can see here that it is assigned to me. So I'm in as a system administrator and it's active. So this is set up, helps you out. This is where you, when you first log into the system, it gives you a bit of a nudge in the right direction of where to look. However, I'm going to go from all work and cases. So this is everything that we've got. The only filter that we've got applied here is active is true. I won't go into the advanced view of filtering lists, but I will show you some really quick and easy tips to work with lists. So as I've described before, treat these lists as fancy spreadsheets. And in spreadsheets, you can sort, you can filter, and you can do exactly the same thing within these lists as well. So if I wanted to sort this by the due date, and this is applicable for every single one, I can just hover over the top of the column and just a single left click, and that has organized this by due date. So it's in ascending order. So if I was to click on the other one, you will see that this is now in descending order, going from newest to oldest. So 18th of May, 14th of May. So that's just a quick thing. We could do this on requested by as well, and that's going to do it by alphabetical order. Let me get rid of this in a second to show you. But yeah, sorting, really easy, really simple, can help you out when you are looking for information. The other thing that I will show you now is around filtering. So as you saw on here, you've got this filter panel. So if we keep an eye out, we've got a little one here. Now, let's say that we wanted to get rid of all of these records where the requested by is empty. So if you hover over any cell, you'll see these little three dots pop up. So I'm going to click on here, hover over here, and you can see that it says filter. So click on here and I get two options. I either want to show matching, so all of the records that match this entry, I'm going to filter out. So I want to get rid of these records where the requested by is empty. So I'm going to filter this out. And you can see now we've still got some. So there's a bit of data issues within here. So bad example for this demo, but we will carry on. But you can see here on the top here on this filter panel that you also have they've been automatically applying filters to here. So bad demo data, trust that it is all okay. So actually instead we'll do requested by Alex Jones. So if we'll show match here, that's a better example here. So we've filtered this list down, and you can quickly build up those filters without having to build up any complex kind of filter conditions. But we can do that. We can do and or statements. We can do contains, whatever it might be. Maybe we'll do an advanced session on that at a later date. So we've done that filtering, and I'm gonna reset this because I wanna do something that is a little bit easier to follow potentially in terms of a use case. So let's say that we want to filter the cases where the priority is high. So we're going to show matching on where the priority is high. So we've got 69 records, and then we also might look now at we might want to look at how many records are within each individual state where the priority is high. So if I hover over the column and I click on the little three dots here, I can either filter out, and this is another way of applying filters, or I can choose to group by state. So I'm going to group by state here. And what happens there is that it rolls up those records into groupings. So we've got 15 records in a state of new, and the priority is high. We've got one that's assigned. We've got 52 that are in work in progress. And it's worth calling out here that you only see 20 rows, I think, in here. If you look at the bottom, we can expand this out to 50 or 100, depending on our preferences. But this is only showing a subset. If I wanted to go to all of these, I could click on Show All, and this is going to show me all of those work in progress high priority cases, and we can navigate through this. But I'm just going to go back to this grouped view. So I've collapsed everything, and I want to maintain this. I want to utilize this in the future. So one of the things that I can do here is that I can click on this little settings cog, and I can save this, and I can say save this list. So I'll say active cases where priority is high, grouped. Okay, we're just going to keep that one there. So there, as you can see, you can't have it too long in terms of a title. But just to show you that it works, I'm going to go back to this all cases list. I'm going to navigate back to my list, click onto the one that I've just created, and straight away you can see that we've gone straight to what our view was before. Now, this is incredibly helpful. You'll probably spend time in the first weeks and months setting these up. You'll go to the same places. Just get used to it, play around with it, and we can edit these if we want to at any point. If I want to reorder, and I can then get rid of these as well if I wanted to. Okay, so just to finish this off, on some list actions and the few cool things. So one of the things that I like to utilize is this button here. So this copy this URL. So you might be working with someone within your team. You filter out a load of information and you say, I need you to look at this data and these specific records. All we need to do here is copy this URL. It gets added to the clipboard. And then we can add this link in, and it's going to take us exactly to where we were before. So we are able to share that out. And then another couple of things that are worth calling out before we wrap up. There's a lot of information that is that are on these records that you can see. So we're on interactions here, actually. So let's just go to cases. We can see a lot of columns, but some of them we might not be interested in. So if I click on this again and I edit the columns, I might not be interested in channel source, but I might want to look at what date was this record created. So you see there's 101 available columns. This comes with knowing exactly what information is captured, but you can always just do a search. And I'm going to add created and created by. And then once I've done that, I have got the date and the who created this. Now, one thing that's worth calling out at this point is that when you do these kind of filters, you add these items to your lists, your columns. This is only for you and doesn't impact anyone else. So don't worry, like you do on some spreadsheets, and you start filtering it and sorting it, and then it messes up the view for everyone else. This is just personalized to you. It maintains it for you, and the next time you come back, it'll have exactly the same look and feel. So really helpful, really powerful. And the one last thing that we'll show you on list actions is this in the top right hand corner. So we get asked this quite a lot. How can I export this data? So we've got a few options when we click on export, a few different file types. You can do it via PDF. It is worth saying that on the list view, the PDF view can get a bit messy, but it's typically these two, Excel or CSV, that you want. So you can do this depending on the columns that you've got within here. That will dictate what information is provided within that Excel spreadsheet or CSV file. And if there's more information within these fields and it cuts off in ServiceNow, it's still going to bring through that full data within that spreadsheet. So really useful, really powerful. The one big caveat that I always make when exporting data from ServiceNow is that you should do this as minimal as possible, because as soon as you take that data out, it becomes out of date, and then people start utilizing it for reports and various different things. So you want to be trying to push people to work on records and update things within the system. And then it's only for static reporting, whether it's in presentations to management or you're passing it to a third party or whatever it might be. Try and keep working in here, building your reports and dashboards within ServiceNow, and I'll do another set of sessions on that. But that's what we want to be covering off as part of as part of our work. Keep it in ServiceNow. It stays in sync, and you don't end up having disparate data, which is different in a spreadsheet versus in ServiceNow. So that's a really quick whistle-stop tour of list views in ServiceNow, but super powerful. Couldn't get my words out there because seemingly I get very excited about this topic, but really powerful. A lot of people don't know about these kind of little features within the system, and it can really transform the way that you utilize ServiceNow and Workspaces and navigate into where you need to be. So hopefully that was helpful. And next time we'll probably be looking at records. So stay tuned, and thank you for listening today.